Voila. All right, can you hear me? Put a 1 or 12 in the chat.
Remember the
if you can hear me.
We've started doing the void as like a 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of calling directions because directions were super confusing.
Yeah, we've recently been calling by the portal number. So like you said, 1 through 4.
We're rating
I don't know
what
what the numbers are. Like we used 1 as like the southwest and then went clockwise.
For a reason.
What kind of maps are you using? I'm running goods maps right now. It has the islands listed according to the portal.
Amanda wants to stop rating.
I'm using rules. I think the maps. So one of the conflicts we were having is they were just like different number systems. I'm not in zone right this second to see.
Copy clipboard. Put on here.
I mean, I like 1, 2, 3, 4 for in a clockwise manner. It makes sense. I like calling.
Well, you can tell me what people are saying in the chat.
I see where that's confusing.
You can hear me, okay?
Well, everybody's gonna have the same map point thing.
It's like the CT side. We're up to 4 in the void, and I don't see too many people on the way. We could use some banner help, please.
Banner help. Means I gotta do something. Okay, there's something wrong with my person. So I'll just go to
Looks like some of that stuff rather for us too.
Thank you for the campfire. I gotta find a little thingy. Oh, wait, I think it's there.
I think part of it is that people just don't want to bid on like the previous expansion stuff because it's a lateral upgrade.
Yes, you're right. You can. Okay, good. Hello all. Welcome to Friday night raiding with Pendar. I will try to read the chat if I'm not busy. But chances are I'm going to get a little busy. So if you're chatting and I miss it, oh, sorry. Okay. We're going to the void. We have to get over to the portal, as usual. And then we go to the void. I'm always late everywhere I go. They're all like waiting for me. Where's Candygram? My people were bored. Now they're all fighting about who's going to read the messages. It's not hard. My sidekick wants to take the night off. Lazy. What is wrong with this? Why does it keep doing that? It's pissing me off. Like every time I zone like I'm in third person instead of first person. And then I have to push the F9 key once and get it back to normal. Why is that, honey? Like watch, I'll zone.
0 discipline banner down in the void.
And look, I'm in third person. So I hit the F9 key once. Oops, that's the F8. And now I'm back in first person. But every time I zone, it goes back to that other way.
Do you guys have like particular people that prefer Gahan or Skirth or Zeb or anything like that?
I mean,
well, when I died, I hit something, and all of a sudden
islands, but I got a different view. Cares.
So I don't know.
I don't care. Are you point me at anything and tell me to go tank it? That's really all I need.
I was gonna have group 3 on Zeb, and then I don't know, probably 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, Izzy Pop. I mean, anybody can come up there.
Look.
I will just try to read messages in between.
Just to confirm, Yuki,
But
you
once
have like
things
Portal
get
2 for
started-
Field of Scale, Portal 1 for Ocean
Shannon, you
Ring,
want to come up and,
Portal 4 for
and
Bloodfields.
read the chat for me?
Is that how it shows up on your map, or is it different for you?
I'll tell you in just a second
Put this
when I
up
get
here.
there.
Because he's got a hot.
Looks like we have a banner.
Ass
Yeah,
phone.
I'm coming.
So this one, many of you have seen before. Many of you have seen this event. Banner down.
I am known for listing 9 groups
Didn't
and
have
missing
any
2 of them
supper.
twice. So if I did that, let me know.
Which means I shouldn't drink very much because I will get shit-faced.
Yeah, so the rule map is
Nobody
very
has to
different
come up
than
if
the
you don't want
numbers that
to.
I've listed.
It's just I won't, once we get busy, I won't be able to
That's
read the chat.
The old DZ is kicked, so we should be good to request a new one. So what I'm seeing here, Island 4
Luge.
is southwest, which is typically the Gahain. And then Island 2, I believe, is the Skirth Island. Whereas the number system we use is
What
Island
group are we in?
4
We're
on
going to
my
have to pay
Google
attention
map
now.
is Island 1, and then you just go clockwise.
We are in group.
The reason we did that is just
9.
eliminated some miscommunication. Like we would start and it's like, hey, I can't pour down.
Yukin is so nice, and these people are assholes.
Side. And so we finally just quit using directions and map numbers and labeled it this way. And it's
Izzy's got a hot
seems
ass
to, like,
phone.
completely eliminate all the
She
confusion.
can't come up. Her
Instant
phone gets
cycle?
hot.
Is that what it is on the website?
Say
Yeah, but
ready.
the reason we don't use directions is there's like that confuse people because it's really like
North or
barely
northwest or
90
south,
degrees on.
southwest, east.
I guess it's like 180, but
1 and around. Jaws is on,
if
Izzy.
the instance is active,
Want me to stream it for you?
once we get a few more in. Yeah, so I think we did this together recently. So why don't we meet in the middle? I know we need Rod's refresh.
Meet in the middle.
You guys have many mages?
Shannon, is your daughter got her undies on her head, or Izzy Pop does?
We used to.
We got one
No
mean,
pop-ups.
but he works in the restaurant business. You know how that goes.
I don't want to.
Yes, chef.
Oh, that fixed it, I think.
You can just come home early. I'm sure they won't mind.
Yay! I think I
It
fixed
seems
it.
like we have a lot of the classes you guys are lacking.
So you're saying you can fill those slots?
Okay.
Oh, one of the
Okay,
things we
Izzy
can-
Pop.
I get the part. Only you can.
Somebody shrinked me.
Sometimes you can't.
We have a common phrase around here that's do what I mean, not what I say.
Yukin is being so nice to these other people, and they're just
So
a bunch
hopefully
of
you
jerks.
guys are able to pick up on what I'm saying.
Or what you mean.
Well, yeah.
You have to speak Yukin. Or is it Yukinese?
A little of both. Yeah, I think we do this raid the same way. Just haven't joint raided this before. It's just kill the Skirth and the Gahain Island, regroup. Usually we have the Gahain side poured up to do the Brendian or whatever it's called, and then we have the Skirth crew pull over to do the other one. Usually I'd recommend having the For
Okay.
the end, seems to die a lot quicker.
Interesting. That's all right.
But it really
If I
doesn't
knew
matter.
you were coming, I'd have baked the cake. That's quite all right.
And then we kind of work tank lines, but we normally have a couple people glyph during the
I'm gonna
first
do
part
it
of the
this way.
phase.
Then we
of,
got a bigger screen.
Looks like Shane is coming back.
Oh, of course,
we would
Cookie
need
wants
one
something.
more box to drop if possible. Don't really want to lose another healer. Don't want Mans to drop either. Way too many boxes for that.
All the rogue Spains.
I got off work today and I took a nap. We were gonna go out for dinner, and then
What's that?
Mandar was like, "I don't feel like going out for dinner.
Or the
I'm
rogues
kind of
over
hot."
there,
And I said, "All right, I'm taking a nap." So we never did eat supper.
Like the only GPS thoughts we
And then I was gonna make some chicken soup, and I just never got it started. And the next thing you know, I kind of forgot that we were raiding tonight. But now we don't have to raid Sundays, so
Yeah, sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
One night, my daughter decided she wants to eat dinner at 9:00 at night.
we didn't even eat dinner. Should have ordered some pizza.
Well, bring a cookie cutter thing.
So I think I'm gonna start a diet on Monday. I am getting so fat. Ugh.
I want cookies.
It's
now.
all
Thank
around
God.
here. I think what I need to do is quit drinking,
You're welcome. You can
because that adds around here,
Still burn venom.
especially when you get older.
You
It's
just
like you
hand
see all
them
the old people that have just a great big tire around their belly. I think that's from like drinking
All right, well,
beer
go ahead
or
and
any
look
kind of
at our
alcohol.
respective islands. Looks like it'll be Cookie and Grammar and Zeb.
I love cake.
You
And
got
I
good
figured
bait just
if
in the
I
middle,
quit
right?
drinking alcohol, then I could have more cake. So it's a win-win. Plus, you know, you get older and you're not quite as
Yeah,
sharp
that
as you
sounds
used
good.
to be. And my job sometimes is a little demanding. So it would be
1,
nice
6, and 9 are behind.
to be a little
2,
more
4, and 8 are Skirth, and 3, 5, and 7 are Zeb.
shit. Okay, I think my people are here. Okay, good. I didn't pay attention to what we're supposed to do. All right. There we go. Anyways, so yeah. And I know it doesn't do your brain any good. So I will just have to quit. Pizza every Friday, nice. Yeah, I love cake. Especially I like cake when you put it in the fridge and the frosting gets like all firm, almost like ice cream. So good. So tomorrow night we're gonna be doing some comedy stuff. But we're gonna do it at island style. Just because.
1 second, I think I meant to type a different.
And maybe we can get some drugs.
Behind.
Like we need more
Yeah, I did
LDS.
it right. I'm on the wrong
So we're
island,
gonna
that's
take
why.
some donations to get some LDS.
Yeah.
Then we'll all have a great
I've always
party.
had myself on the
We'll just
banana
freaking
island,
trip all
so
over the
I'm
place.
paying attention. Everybody was on the wrong island.
Right.
All right, how's everybody's group? Is everybody's group in the correct spot?
I think so. We're here. We're here, you can.
I'll take-
Mytil or middle, mighty.
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 Come to the North Island.
Mighty is mighty little.
Yeah, group 8 should be on the Skirth Island, which is island number 3 if we're going clockwise.
All right. I think I'm where all of my people are. See, on the map, this little green dot here is me, and there's the people in my group. So I just went where they went.
All right, who wants to start off with? Pretty decent break between.
Yeah, I'll start it.
There's Cookie. Cookie was in the other guild before we merged. And then we left because we merged with a bunch of assholes.
Boris, are you clicking?
Not any fun at all.
No,
Somebody's got it.
That's right. And then we can watch
Where's
the
that?
sharks be like all tripping out, thinking they're dolphins. Whee! Yeah, where's the mod rods? Don't we have a mage? What the hell is that? Why do I have someone? Oh, this is my new weapon.
Should be aggro any second.
My new two-hander. Where do I need to put this so I can find it?
It's waiting for me to finish my ice cream.
Oh, it's a Dragoon's Crusher.
Did you bring enough for everybody else?
Damage 3.
now I want ice cream too. Wait, God, you
You
guys.
know what?
Hey, cookies and cream ice cream.
Oh, well.
I'm too cheap for cookies and cream, straight fudge.
Giggity.
Take this out. Put this one over here.
It's active. Usually on the high end detective, but it was waited for like 6 to be up. And it sort of worked itself up.
You talking to more songs, not me?
So you're who's
Ah, you
clicking
little
on
fucker.
behind?
More songs, I
Stop
thought.
summoning me.
Okay, so you should be good to click now.
Click.
Zebbucks are up going live.
Any DPS?
I'll kill your ass anyway. Screw you,
Grammar,
guy.
pick up that. He's active.
Pick up Sabby's active. See, doesn't he sound a little cranky? That's Cookie.
Necro
He
also
was in
works
our
on
old
these.
guild.
The DS isn't, if the DS is up. Area effect damage incoming.
So I know to
Oh,
click the
no.
hide island.
As soon as it's up. On the first click, you usually wait for
I shoot him with
for
arrows.
6, and then
See, that's
as soon
me.
as it's up after
Candygram. I wonder why I'm still Dark Elf. I'm not supposed to be.
Back up. Get away from ZEV.
I'm not by Zeb. Zeb is dead.
Area effect damage
Or gonna
incoming.
be.
Grammar down.
One of our tanks' name is Cornbread. I wonder if he's in the mafia.
Get away from ZEV. Area effect damage incoming.
Keep it. Let me get him, please.
Do I have? Yeah.
It's so
Back up. Get away from ZEV.
Skirt Island can pop up for a second.
Area
It's
effect
just
damage
healing
incoming.
cookie.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm
We're a
sorry.
little low on
Well,
players. There's not a ton of heals.
Why did she feel the need to
Cookie.
even say anything? Did you say something to her?
When the time
Get
comes,
away from
we don't need
ZEV.
any more DPS than we have. It's about just
Area effect
Heal up.
damage incoming.
when the time comes, we'll
Lurch got
we'll
dead.
send the
Stiggy's dead.
phone down.
Yukan's dead. See, it's all these interlopers.
We'll send the group that was just
Akiosen's
with
dead.
me on the Skirt Island. So everybody that was the Skirt Island,
There we
people
go.
will be porting over to Island 4, but not yet.
Get away from ZEV.
Where is ZEB? He's over there.
Area
Why they got him
effect
way the hell
damage
over
incoming.
there?
And then behind, you guys should head to Island 2,
Okay.
but don't head there yet. Just everybody get in front of your respective islands.
In front of your respective islands.
Miko says Everquest crashed.
Aw.
All right. Let me, I don't know that we have a healer to move. Actually, Garrus is a main. I'm gonna move
Candygram needs
him into that
You're
group.
so funny.
Garrus, I'm making an adjustment. You're gonna
Izzy
be
Pop,
moving
you are
to
so
group
funny.
9.
I just love you.
All right, so in 10 seconds, let's have everybody port to your island. The next island. 5, 4, 3, 2, click.
Go.
Back up. Get away from ZDB. Area effect damage incoming.
We're gonna kill this
And I didn't emphasize this,
Borlio's
because nobody
guy.
falls off. There isn't
He's
a
real good looking, huh?
Oh my
See him
God,
with
why'd
the
you say
teeth?
that and jinx it?
He looks like
Just-
like
just-
Jaws.
Told people to pay attention. All right, those sides.
A
can
bowling
hide
ball
and
with
skirts
teeth.
To the port of your respective island. Let's
Or whatever
get
the
Brundle
hell.
and Borlock down.
Well, that didn't take. I forgot to get heal potions. Oh, I'm probably gonna die a couple times.
Back up. Get away from ZDB.
But go ahead and use defensive if I were you. It should refresh by the time we need it again.
You can tell Nicolina to come over here and she can get up on panel. If she wants.
Back up.
Die, you
Get
stupid
away
thing.
from ZDB. Area effect
I'm
damage
not
incoming.
near ZEB.
So they are very well balanced.
Oh, were we supposed to balance them? Oh, shit. I guess I didn't even realize it. There we go.
All right, so ready for
Isn't that funny? I didn't even know.
Area effect
I guess it
damage
just always happens.
And who is going to be willing to tank Lannis when it goes active?
Lannis.
I have 2 tanks.
Lanny
Are you
too.
up doing that?
Yeah, it should go
Back up.
for it to start.
Get away from
All right,
ZDB.
and who's willing to back Larry?
Area effect damage incoming.
You guys are so funny.
Back up.
Back up.
Get away from ZDB.
I'm not even close to him. Don't need to worry.
Damage
When you're a
incoming.
ranger, you just shoot arrows and everything is wonderful.
Your cannon has
That's
been
me.
a Lannis tank
Candy
in the
Graham.
past. He's up to it.
Okay, so let's have Laragar followed by Dracanon.
Wait for explosion.
And all over here, those are my spells. Occasionally cast a spell on them.
All right, looks like the
Just for
DPS
shits and
level is
giggles.
off.
It's
Yeah,
the best
DPS.
class because you really can be just lazy
Not
as.
even burn.
Back up. Get away from ZDB.
We're
Area
just gonna
effect
off
damage
tank
incoming.
Lannis until Zeb is down. Only 5 players, so gonna need good heals. Let us know when you got it, Laragar.
What the hell was that?
Laragar's putting in. Ready to heal
Explosive
Laragar.
attack. Oh. People need cures.
Necros could probably start dotting Lannis.
Marina just get thrown off.
Birds. No.
Don't get thrown off the
So,
island.
go
You
now,
die if you fall off the island. Oh, this is an island place.
All right, Zeb is down. Great job. Let's
Yay.
Fix them up.
Area effect damage incoming.
heals to Laragar.
Deflection dropping.
He needs a curse cure ASAP.
ASAP.
Who does?
Laragar needs a curse cure ASAP.
Coming.
Where's Benimer? I think
Good,
I'll
I
heal
can do
him.
it.
Should always have cure corruption and cure
Oh,
curse on this
shut
ring.
up, Cookie.
I have it up.
Can you back up a little bit for line of sight?
DPS should be good to go ahead and engage on Lannis, guys.
Laragar, can you pull Lannis a little closer to the edge of the island so people can range and get line of sight?
That'll work. You're good.
You can't see them.
Or DI.
Can you see them from other islands? I don't think so.
Area
Not this
effect
one.
Damage incoming. Get curse cured.
Shit, that's not a curse cure. Duck.
Alright, off the island. Get rebuffed to dead.
I can heal myself. I can buff myself. I can cure
Charm
myself.
Island next, so be ready for tank swaps.
Okay, so we got Laragar out, followed by Truckenon.
Oops.
Yeah, the truck.
Somebody's pet just died.
Island save.
Yeah, refreshes if you need.
Explosion out, go in.
Here's Laragar.
That's the one.
Drag her to the south lane if you can, please.
I can't even target her. There she is.
You bring your South Lair towards the ogre, the big robot.
Toward the edge.
There you go.
I mean, I'll just go in there.
Otherwise, DPS should be good to pour down and kill.
All right. I'm gonna.
Pour down quick enough.
Nope.
Laragar's probably going to be charmed any second, so get ready. Might be able to beat it. Look at that.
Melted land.
Now, why would people go on that
Oh,
island if they can't do anything? Especially like
Pop off,
healers.
save him.
Healers can heal from over here. You know, they don't have to go on that island.
Hey, Truckenon is up.
Wait for explosion.
Just change your balance.
39 seconds, so Truckenon is
It's
up.
Drew Cannon, and he's calling him Drunkenin, which is very funny.
Don't pour it in yet, guys.
Very, very funny. Where did Lannis go?
Island save.
Explosion out, go in.
Let's get it attack.
I can hit her from here.
Heals the truck.
Get a little closer. You're impeding me. There we go. There we go. Man, I'm hungry. I should get some chips or something.
Who's tanking Saren?
That would be kind of funny, Robanzo. To stream raps. He'd probably strike us, though. Well, if you watch me enough, you'll get the hang of it, Shannon. You'll be
We usually
actually
just
be able
use
to
Shadow
play
Knights 'cause
yourself.
They hold good aggro, and then people can use medium burns on him and save their big stuff for last.
Okay, so we'll have Kane up on what was the lady's name again? Saren.
Saren.
And then Benamar will be on deck.
Don't fall
You got
off the
tank more
island.
specific.
You will die.
Respawns.
Sounds good.
Gonna be active in 7 seconds. 6, 5,
They're going to go
4,
1 minute left on the left. So
3,
this is the one we
2,
normally range tank
1.
because it is the big AE.
So get off the island.
Yeah, if you don't want to
It's
get AE.
away from everything else there.
Like, duh.
Cannon needs Curse Cure.
I mean, it's already at 81. Let's just dig it down. And someone will be able to make a tank line for the final Lannis part.
Siluria.
Death Master spawn.
Uh-oh, Deathmaster spawn.
Points in.
Keen looks to be ready.
Seraph is up.
DPS to Sarenth. I can make a tank line for
Kane is another dick.
for the final burn if nobody else can. And is there?
I mean, it's just kind of interesting rating of somebody else. Now, why did he have to say that 4 times? You know? You don't gotta like spam the tank order.
The mini burn here, and what at what point do you guys start your burns? Is it like 40, 45?
About 40 and full AE heals at the same time.
Yeah. So watch for auras.
Binimer, can you take her a little bit away from the raid and face her away, please? Thank you. Or Cornbread, or whoever's on it. Corn's got it. It's fine. You just want Lannis faced away, because if she hits everybody with her fire, AE will die.
I didn't know I was taking Lannis.
Yeah, she reset. Then Corn got it.
I'm opening the chest the second we win.
They supposedly fixed that in the last
Hi,
patch.
Jamie.
I don't trust it. They fixed it so Charm doesn't break it, but the AE nuke still does.
Okay.
And Izzy Pop's phone is not
All right, so
completely charged,
who
or
is gonna
it's
do
very
Warcry
low.
40?
And
Who's
if
gonna
she
do Auspice?
comes up on the live, her phone will
Also-
get hot, and then it'll crash.
Now it's a good
And we don't
thing
want
to
her
put your
phone to
casters
crash.
near a portal, so when she does her explosion, you can just run them out.
Please don't fall off. We're so close to getting the achievement.
Now you jinxed it.
Did we call?
California just punch you right in the mouth.
Let's focus, guys. Did we call who's doing Auspice and Warcry?
You will do Auspice.
All right.
Charlie going on
Jildari and Tatiana for Warcry when that happens. So Corn's Charm, so Benmer's up.
I saw a glyph going. If,
Heals to Bina.
burning at 50 is ever good.
Issuance down Atlantis.
Usually at 40, Juve.
You can use one more splash if anyone has it available.
MGB COA out. Go MGB heals, go full burn, everything you got. Unload.
Auspice out.
Daily silence.
Or out.
So remember at 10%, it's going to ask us to port off the island.
Add spawn.
Let's get these ads done. Nice job. All right, so I will
All
work on
right,
running
well,
off
that's
the island.
interesting.
Run to your island. Get off island.
Get off island. Oh,
Mass
shit.
PT.
I'm going to die.
Get off
Shit,
island.
shit,
Get
shit,
off
shit, shit.
island.
Oof. 3 seconds to spare.
Slots room in the west portal.
See when we can go back.
The ritualist is going to spawn.
Looks like everybody just died that was on the main island.
Right, back on.
Add spawn.
Rings are up.
Adds up.
I still have pure shot discipline up.
Probably want to stay out of the rings.
Stay out of the aura.
Get the boss to
I
5.
think I'm supposed to be doing that thing with Roger tonight.
Off the island.
Run to your island.
With your
Get off
island.
island.
And
Mass
everybody
PT. Get off island. Get off island.
Get off, get off. All right then.
Believe it's back on. I don't know.
Yep. That was too early.
Oh shit! I gotta cover up my bird pretty soon.
That's gone.
The rings are up. Move out of the rings, guys.
Move out of the
Has the ads at this
rings.
point and finish the boss. Boss dies and the ads deep up.
We can't even cast on her. Up there. Open the chest, open the chest.
Yay!
Ooh, a belt. Very
That's a
nice.
melee belt.
Nice. Oh, there's a belt.
Bye-bye, all my
Do I have
DKP.
sleeves? I have
Impressing,
sleeves.
there's no BBs in that.
So somebody
Warrior
fell off the island.
sword.
A cutlass of the emboldened. This looks very glowy.
Didn't get the
Edge
achievement.
of the void. One hand slash.
Yeah, it's okay if we don't get the achievement, guys.
Is that
There's
better
just
than
plenty
mine?
of time
Yes.
to learn. It's just something we want to be cognizant of as we're
Ooh.
trying. Like, hey, if we can, avoid the island or avoid falling.
It's better
That's
than
a
mine.
huge belt, though, to have.
There's plenty of time that we can keep working on that. So, do we want a random for the belt? I think
Yeah, that'd probably be the most fair.
the common sense approach is that's a pretty unique island or item. We could probably do one arm each and then random.
I kind of want that
And
one
then do
hand
the
slash
belt,
weapon.
and then split up the
Strike
other 4
of
loots.
Venom 7.
You want to just, you can and cookie random 32,000.
Oh no,
I
tonight's
roll
not
against
the
the
night
belt.
with Roger. It's
Sounds good.
tomorrow night.
All right, let's do it.
We're screwed.
Oh!
I had a pretty decent roll, but it just wasn't good enough.
Oh well,
yeah.
we'll get it again. You can.
It's not that much currency, only what, 360? You gotta get. You gotta
And
get
the achievement.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Where Juventus is like, we're never going to get it.
Well, we were making an effort there. I think as time goes on, we could definitely make a couple of raids where we make a concise effort specifically to get the achievement, where we drop boxes
All
that are unable to comply with that.
Yeah, I keep forgetting it's
Because I don't know
Friday.
if
I was
you guys
thinking it
saw
was
what I did.
Saturday.
That was a very easy raid. Like with the numbers that we have,
You get
it's a
$20.
very easy raid
Did they
with
take
15
it? Do they know?
So
How much
different
20 bucks
playing
can get
6
them?
characters or like 3 here.
So
That's
we
funny.
can make an effort for that, because that belt will definitely be something
There
we'll
she
work on
blows.
getting for quite a few people.
I've lost hope.
It's time for me to cover up the bird.
How do we want to do the rest?
He
of
got
the
a clean cage today,
Actually get a belt.
and I had to fix a perch. So now he's got a nice perch
Oh,
to
we got a
sleep
belt last time
on.
that we did this road.
No, we've only seen one ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
wow.
second we've seen.
That's our third. I wonder how viable it is, like, with level caps in the next 3 expansions.
Clean, clean, clean.
No, it's not.
Night, night, buddy. I love
Not
you.
the melee one.
See you in the morning. Night, night, buddy. Good bird.
All right, so
Oh, maybe not. It is one effect. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's one. It works off all the procs. It's amazing for like SKs and bards and
Beast Lords.
beast lords.
I thought it was the clicky belt. Oh,
Well,
my
the
God,
beast
it's better
lords-
than the cancers.
It's given beast lords and rangers from their melee procs, but it doesn't do anything for their casting procs. I don't think. What about bards? I said bards.
Custom will split the arms.
Beast Lords
Yeah.
bards are all
Night,
about
night,
props.
buddy.
And then you guys
See you in the morning.
first pick on the next stuff since we
Yeah, I don't care about anything.
Yeah, you could read us a cookie
Anybody's
recipe.
interested in any of the other items,
Beebs didn't get a bath today. Beebs got a clean
I don't know what to
cage,
prioritize.
swept it all out, fixed one of his perches,
I've been searching
put
for
fresh
perfect
newspaper
style my whole life.
down.
Just to clarify the way this is working, in case anybody wasn't here before, one guild is picking the first item of the 4 non-visibles. We're each getting an arm. We've already randomed the belt, which
It's
is
very
going
nice
to
of you
your
all to be
discipline.
here.
And
And
the
I
other
really
4
appreciate
items
my
we're
mods.
picking
If you're not
which items
appreciated
we're
anywhere else,
interested in.
you are appreciated here for sure. Oh, sure.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys. What are you mad at now?
All right, we're gonna take the perfect stout.
You wanted that belt? What are you mad at, honey? I'm gonna mute real quick so my husband can tell me what's wrong.
Merger concerns.
Oh, we're gonna have a merge.
So I was just gonna have a few minutes to talk about that if you guys didn't need us for Bixie.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, fucking merge with these people. And there's a reason why we left that guild, guys. We didn't like some of those people. And now we're going to be merging with that guild. Oh my God.
I guess we're going to take the Liquid Rage next.
Don't say that.
That's the only thing anybody mentioned it. You saying you want to split up let us go do Pixie and then you guys discuss things?
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys had enough to do that tonight. Like if you were to have all your boxes together.
Pixie 1's really not that difficult.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do. We'll give we'll let you guys do that on your own, just to give us a chance to talk about stuff and because I'm sure if you're on TLPs for long enough, everybody's done a bunch of mergers, right? So I want to make sure everybody has a chance to voice concerns and see what we can do to make this smoother transition.
Well, you're going to want to stay on for that, honey. Because we'll just
I
tell
feel like
them.
if we were still
If
early,
we
more
merge,
people
we're
would
out.
cover the server, but we're like quite late in the game. So we're stuck with like who's here.
I'm just happy I got TeamSpeak to work.
So which item was it you said you guys needed?
Liquid Rage.
So we would be okay to bid both items then? Both of the weapons, is that right?
One of the weapons.
Oh, so we could pick one of the weapons?
Yeah, because we won the belt, so then you guys get the stout. We're taking the Rage.
So you're just saying you don't pick which one? Okay, gotcha. Because normally it's the 2-3, so like you guys would pick both. I wasn't sure if it was a rat situation like it was in the first zone. So if anybody is in CT is interested in the Edge of the Void of the Pet Plus of the Bend, In bolded, there we go. Send me a tell, please, so we know which to
The cutlass
to bid. Yeah, I'm like sitting super far back in my chair and like squinting trying to read it. So any CT people that are interested in one of those for Maine, please send me a tell. All right, the only tell I had was for the Edge of the Void. So CT, we can bid the Edge of the Void. So that leaves the warrior weapon. That's 2 ZD.
Did you zone?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, well, don't leave the voice thing. Yukin said he would speak to Cookie and make sure that you're included.
It is pretty fun raiding like some of the quote unquote like tougher raids of the expansion and just seeing how trivial they are with full raid force.
Yeah, the DPS on this event was crazy. Lannis is like, I'm on this island. Never mind, I'm going to go to the next island.
Yeah, we almost like outpaced the charm. That was crazy. I think having so many necros helped too, because it was the dots would just start ticking immediately.
This is not good. This is not good, you guys. So what's happening is we left this other guild. And Contessa said she's going to be done after this expansion too. She thinks she's going to be done.
Well, I thought she left them because she didn't like it.
Yeah.
I thought she had a problem with that game.
Yeah.
She told me, man, but
I thought what's his name? Caden was her buddy. Anyways, she said that's why Sikasilla doesn't play anymore, because these guys were so nitpicky little assholes, and Sika is too nice, and Sika doesn't even play anymore, or he went to another server. Fucking ridiculous. And I get Yukin says, we're in a hard
Make
spot.
sure you're not auto needing any of the weapons, because it looks like they're about to be random.
just like the last motion.
Well, I mean, we just don't have the numbers, so I get it. But why can't we why do we have to merge?
Yeah, we've been doing fine.
Not according to him.
User disconnected from your channel.
Thank you guys for all the fun. That was good reading. See you soon.
Get out of
Yeah,
here,
good
Cookie.
stuff.
Fuck you, Cookie.
Do we want to do this again on Monday?
I mean,
A holiday. User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
it might be difficult getting people up on Monday.
User disconnected from your channel.
I'll have nothing better to do.
Might be a good reason to do this again, because I'm guessing both guilds will have a few people
User
out.
disconnected from your channel.
Mm-hmm.
User disconnected
I'll be around
from
Monday.
your channel.
So
Yeah, me
User
too.
disconnected from your
I got
channel.
kids, I got no life, so
User disconnected from your channel.
EQ is my kid.
Yeah, if it's okay with you guys, I think if both guilds are missing a few people, then we'll have the numbers to do it, and that way we won't disrupt like standard rotations, right, or like standard schedule raids.
right.
And then I'm sure at some point we'll talk about and kind of get on the same board with raid schedules and go from there.
Cool. Thanks for the fun. Sorry I missed half of it.
Contessa says Cookie is a cunt.
Yeah, good work tonight, guys. Nice raid.
And she's right. Contessa
Thanks
says
again,
Cookie
Court members,
is a
for
cunt.
for having us and reminders. Saturday night, tomorrow night, I will still be running the Rain of Fear off nights. So if you are interested in that,
So yeah,
same
what's
that,
happening
same
is
that channel.
there's guilds on the
We got-
servers.
We got the
We
phase
left a
5,
guild
or wave
because
5
they
is
wanted to
like
merge
the
with
part
some
2.
assholes.
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't like
T4.
these assholes.
So feel free to come on out to Rain of Fear tomorrow night if you want. Anyways, thank you all, and we'll see you Monday or tomorrow.
See ya.
So now's your chance to voice your
User
opinion.
disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
So we do another bit, or
We're gonna talk.
No, we're gonna hang out and talk about potential merger concerns and just make sure, because I know that the CT people have not had a chance to discuss that. I know we kind of brought this up impromptu. So once everybody is done heading out for the channel,
User joined your channel. User disconnected from
we'll
your channel.
we'll get that discussion going. Other than this one, I'm looking at the list now. I think everybody's gone. It's just us now. So look.
So we're gonna have a guild meeting and y'all get to hear it.
Look, I want to apologize for having this be so impromptu. It's just kind of been something that's the opportunity has popped up. But basically, so you guys are aware of what's happened, is I had reached out to Zero Discipline months ago, like expressing an interest in getting this done. Once I realized how many people we lost from some of the boxing stuff.
Well, that's
Like
true.
once people were upset and frustrated from the box side of stuff, from the bans and suspensions and stuff. Because we lost a lot of people. I looked at the list the other day. It was like Dorfus and Barias, Churl and Kelsa, James, Orlando, Luke I Am, Fred, Hailfire, Draknot. I made a list and it's like, God, we lost so many people.
I mean, that is true.
So what's happening right now?
It
is
wasn't
we're
just regular
on
attrition.
the verge of not having enough people to raid, which is a very, very, very difficult position to be in, because if that happens, it's a point of no return. It's like there's no coming back from that. So I had discussed, so I've mentioned it to them.
But then you could say you wasn't even worried about it a while ago.
Recently,
we'll be fine.
their old guild leader Diesel retired. He's basically stepping down. So Zero Discipline is in a little bit different position than we are, where they have no leadership. They have Cookie does everything for them. And so they don't have the help that they need for standard like day-to-day operations. So that's where we help, where we have enough people together. So the concern is obviously that people are upset with how it happens, because in these situations there's always news systems where you used to be like the person who did this, and now there's other people who did that role too, right? And there's other concerns like potentially changing the raid days, or potentially changing the loot system, or things like that, if that makes
top
sense.
secret stuff.
So I have no idea
doesn't
how
happen
those
often.
changes are going to take place, but I'm going to do the very best I can to make this transition smooth. I know for me personally, for like the last quite a while, I have scheduled it where I make sure that I am here for every single raid, because I'm just not confident that we're going to have enough people without me. So it's kind of made it tough on me too, where I'm having to miss work stuff because of it. So
That sucks.
Or you're not missing it.
But yeah, so the concern I have is just that we weren't going to have enough people to continue raiding. Where if we're already in the low 40s when all of our boxers are on, what's going to happen when Tech's overseas and can't raid anymore? Like he can't reasonably keep up with stuff
He's
right
been
now.
raiding from
He's going to be
overseas.
gone a couple of months.
He just has to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning.
So I'm sure there will be some unfortunate occurrences where there's changes that take place that people might not be happy with. But I at least wanted to explain why that has happened so quickly, and it's because their guild leader recently stepped down, which is when the opportunity presented itself. So I'd love to hear from you guys and see what we can do to make this enjoyable and something that we would be happy with the transition for.
Who's not happy with a potential merger with them?
I have no idea. I mean, you have to keep in mind that there are people that have. I mean, there's history with these guilds, right?
Thank
there are
you.
several people who left Image specifically
you.
to be with us because the summation people led things in a way that they weren't happy with. So,
Yeah.
so all of a sudden merging with them, like I think that's a totally justifiable concern. Where it's like the reason that they left is now merging with us. So I'm not saying that is a concern because I mean, even if somebody had voiced that concern, I'm not gonna like say that's what's happening. But
Yeah, well, they got forced to do events with probably low numbers and, you know, mix of people coming in when they merge with damage. And it's like a min-max thing. You know, they're used to doing stuff on a very low mains and high box thing, and events are getting tougher and more elaborate. So I could see that people are probably getting a little, it's like when we're having tough issues or, you know, it's like you got to be a little more demanding, and some people might not have liked that, and they jump ship came to us. We got Dark and Sea, Broken Mirror,
What?
EOK, ROS, TBL.
That's
More song. No, that's not the case.
thank you.
That's not it.
Well, not everyone,
There's
but I mean,
just some a-holes in their guild, and people don't like that.
Thank you. There's a reason why we left that guild, and it wasn't from frustration or whatever. There's actual jerks there, and we weren't enjoying the game because of them.
Yeah, the difference between that guild and if they merge with us, they're merging with us. We're not merging with them. They're coming to us. So
But they don't want to
it's going to be
change
by
their
our
name.
rules. Still, Yukon's rules.
we haven't ruled that out.
Toxicity in certain people. I'm sure he's going to address it.
Yeah, I think you guys know me well enough that if there is one skill I have, it is addressing that stuff.
they made a shield after you.
Definitely not healing, that's for sure.
Better or worse, I know how to tell people to politely be quiet. That is one skill I have learned.
No.
But yes, I think Candy. I think your point is totally valid. There's some people there that could potentially be conceived as jerks because just to share some
Potentially.
of
It's
my
proven.
personal concern with this, and I've seen this coming for a long time.
Give us your snaps.
Summation's member core is originally from the days of Faceless on Lockjaw. They literally killed the guild that I had on Lockjaw before I came to the Ragefire
Well, there you
chapter.
go.
So this isn't something I'm like unaware of that's a concern. Like I was in Ascended Darkness on Lockjaw, and some of the people I think were with us there, but we did not have a good experience with Faceless, who eventually merged with Soul Sick Lotus and became Summation, who eventually merged with the Damaged people and became Zero Discipline. So like I'm not unaware of those problems, and every single time what's happened like clockwork is when they merge with people, guess what happens? They go from 50 people to a handful, because just speculation is that it's because of toxic nature where people aren't enjoying the games and so they don't continue to play. Like, does that pretty much sum up the concern that you have, Candy?
Yeah, can I say something which
Sure.
fits in with that? Is, okay, we left, and there was still about a 50-50 damage summation. Well, Sick as Soa, who is one of the nicest guys, he was a raid leader. Cookie was a raid leader. Sick is gone.
Yep.
He quit. There's a reason for that.
Yep.
Right now, there's probably only 4 or 5 damage people left. That speaks for itself to me.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know what else to say. You know, originally when we merged with them, it was supposed to be equal, and they played real nice before the merger. But as soon as that merger came, that real nice went away. So, you know,
Vader speaks
That's
the
my,
truth.
that's my piece, and I've said it.
Are you guys talking about people specifically who were like on this pro raid tonight?
Cookie's one of them,
Said
right?
Cookie. That was one of them.
Yep.
Well, he was the leader, you know. He was the leader. Him and Sika were co-leaders at the time. And I'm not saying him specifically, but he was a leader. So, you know, it is what it is.
I'm not asking about the leader, I'm asking about the people that were being jerks, the people that were, you know, propagating that bad vibe that we're all too familiar with in this game. Is that, I don't want to name names, but were those people with us tonight, or is it other people?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I thought I recognized some voices, you know, but I put that whole thing out of my mind when I left those guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we're very happy to come here. So,
you know. I think, and I know you can knows this, the merger, we have to retain essentially the steering wheel and make sure that no officer gets put in charge that is really bad blood. And if there's somebody that's made an officer, that they're willing to understand that we have the wheel, not we, right? But basically UCAN has the wheel. And there's going to be certain things that are just not tolerated. And we have to follow through with that. If people are causing grief and causing bad blood and causing people to want to quit and leave, then we have to, you know, you asked nicely first, you asked certainly the second time, and, you know, I mean, we haven't really had to kick anybody out of this guild. I think UCAN has a good way of doing that, but we haven't picked up jerks. And
No, I've kicked people out.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what it
Kicked me out twice, but I keep coming back.
We have to set the standard and keep it. And I think we have a lot of people here who are ingrained in that standard. So somebody coming into this group, going against the grain is going to stick out like a sore thumb.
So just for perspective, I have had this conversation with some of their people. I feel like the culture that we've established is what allows for the longevity on the server, and I think that us and the ZD people are both in agreement that the long-term boxes are just not going to cut it. You need real people, and this is where we're getting to a point of no return where there's just not enough people to recruit. Like, you can't just merge every couple of expansions because there's nobody left to merge with.
Yeah, if we don't scoop them up now, like Paffers probably will, or they're going to start falling off one by one, and then they're going to dissolve, and we're going to be stuck dissolving, and the attrition is going to become too much.
You like these guys and you get along with them, but I think it's fair to listen to these guys and maybe, you know, go into this with their eyes open, knowing what can happen with these specific people, that they've done this before. They've hurt other people in other guilds before. So it's worth knowing. If we have confidence that you can control it, great. Then I'm behind that sentiment. But to discount how they're feeling and what they went through isn't fair either, because you get along with them. I'm just pointing that out.
I'm not discounting, dude. No, I totally understand. I could tell.
Well, you sound like you're defending them, and
yes,
that's not what we're here.
No, it's all good, Drew. Yeah, I think Vader and Candy are probably, you know, some of the people in the best position because they've seen this happen, and you know, this isn't the first time that I've seen them have significant attrition, but because there's different types of people who enjoy the game, and some people are very focused in a way. Like,
I love you guys.
I think the best way to do it, I'm a very polite jerk.
Yeah,
but like that's my big skill, is like that's the one thing that redeems a lot of my weaknesses is I'm able to keep things going in a way that doesn't feel like people feel as though they're worthless for not being able to comply with a particular thing, right? Like, I don't know that the other guilds have that skill in doing their raids. Like, they become jerks because they're telling people in a very matter-of-fact way that they're not performing very well, and then people don't feel appreciated, and then they don't enjoy the game. Like, does that sum it up okay?
Sure. I totally get what you're saying.
We
Andy, you just did a really good question in guild chat.
so for perspective, I haven't discussed any terms of the potential merger yet, just because I felt that would be premature to discuss things without having a conversation with you guys. I think just based on the context of the conversations we've had, it's just a natural fit where we both need this to happen. It's not a matter of,
But at
well,
what cost?
if the terms work out, we'll do it. Like we're unfortunately past that point, guys. Like we do not have the numbers. They do not have the leadership to last long term. This is the logical thing to do. I hate to bring this up that quick, but
Well, why did we wait this long?
that's definitely the way the situation we're in. The question
Is
is
Cookie willing to
unfortunately,
give up
like,
his
what do you
leadership?
guys want to see happen in order to make this transition smooth? Like make it something that you would still be happy to be a member. Because what I want to see happen is that the environment and the culture that we've created of the guild that you guys, because we're not just a couple of years into a TLP, we're many
Vader,
years
isn't he
in at
pretty?
this point. I want to make sure that you guys are all feeling
Swords up. That's
as
it.
though
Whatever, cudgel.
nothing's really going to change, and this is going to be a good thing, because that's the way I'm looking at it. This is going to secure our future on the server, because there is a very quick point of no return that can happen if we're unable to get enough numbers for raids where we have to dissolve as a guild, and that wouldn't be fun either.
I just think you need to set the expectations to them that if they come into our guild, that they need to kind of, like you were just talked about, adhere to our culture and be prepared to back up the people with the most concerns, because they matter more right now than them.
What are you guys
See,
looking at?
I have another question.
That
You
marina
can-
is one of
You
them.
say
You can
they
see
don't
who's
have
talking right
leadership,
here.
but when we merged with them, Cookie was their leader. He was a co-leader with Sika, and as you could tell tonight,
Sick is gone.
he took right over. He
Yep.
took leadership right over you.
He took raid lead.
He only
He wasn't
he only
even
made a
nice
couple
about
of
it.
commands in the same way that Tick led, where he said, burn at this point, get your boxes near. That's the same type of relationship Tick and I have.
So what kind of leadership are you talking about? Actually running the guild itself?
Yeah, so their guild leader stepped down. The person who does all their admin, the person who does the website upkeep, the person who does their DKP entry and things like that. So Diesel was basically in charge of most of all that. So there's only one person left doing any of that right now.
You know, also, if it wasn't Cookie causing the grief, things happen under a leader's leadership. You know, like right now, I could just start guild removing them an MC or whatever. I could freak out and it'd be like, it happened on UCAN's watch. If things are happening under Cookie's leadership that he wasn't doing or supporting, I don't know how much you want to hold him to that.
Well, it's just a different culture. I think based on conversations I've had with people, one of the things that separates us as a guild is we don't have to put people down in order to get them to improve their play. And I think that in a lot of guilds, there's this, in a lot of games and other servers and everything else, there's this toxic nature that people have where they're more likely to belittle people instead of have like a genuine constructive conversation for how to improve.
Yes.
And I agree, and I think we're A plus. Hold on, we're A plus level at that kind of thing, and I would suggest maybe as we merge that becomes a stated agreement, and you know, so that they come in understanding that, yeah, because people don't know how to guide people don't know how to coach people don't know how to lead, frankly. It's not easy, and everybody thinks they can do it. But I'd like to see that. I think that would help everybody, for us to feel that that's our philosophy, for them to understand that that's our philosophy. It's not up to random members or any other leader or junior leader to attack somebody because things didn't go right.
Yeah, they need to know that we have rules and they need to fucking follow
So
them.
Vader, is your concern that that's going to happen here because that's basically what happened in the other?
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, like I said, Sika left, and I'm not sure what happened to Caden. I know he was on the verge of leaving. Like I said, there's only 3 or 4 damaged people left, and when we merged, there were more damaged people than there were those guys.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So
What guild were they before that?
Summation.
Yeah, like I said before, and like Obs is trying to say, and that there's the difference between what we're getting into. We have the culture, the great leadership from Yukon to Tech, you know, to even Obs, who was their old guild leader and on a different server. You know, we have a lot of good people on top that put people in their place respectfully. And we just don't let that happen. Some of us are drunk assholes, but we would never tolerate anybody belittling and whatnot. That's just not going to happen, period. So, Vader, Candy, if that's your concern, you shouldn't be concerned about it, because we are literally, every single one of us in this guild would never let that happen.
Yeah, we'll check them for sure. And I'm sure they'll be quiet and just accept the loot, and they'll accept that we're getting the events done. They're not going to have any issues where they need to address everything on the spot, and yell at people and argue. We'll let you can do that. But it's like, I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Well, as a
What an
whole,
idiot.
I've always tried to
That guy
encourage
wants
people
this
to
so
talk
bad.
to
He's
me
been
if they have
talking
an
about it
issue
for
with how
weeks.
things are being done, because there's times where it's hard to do everything, but the one
Oh, I
belief
know.
that I've had as a
It's all
guild
war
for
songs.
pretty much ever is that in order for a guild for people to continue to play, they need to be enjoying the game. And if the
Yes.
stress of how other people are treating people is prevalent, then people aren't going to continue to play because it's
Yep.
just not worth it.
Thank you.
So, Candy, Vader, like what would put your mind at ease if we were to like, I guess, what could I do to put you guys at ease that this is gonna be something that's gonna be potentially good for us, or to make it at least something you're
You go
interested
first,
in?
and then I'll go. You're an idiot. being a.
I just want to make sure your concerns are
I can't hear you,
voiced.
Amy.
So I can help however I can.
You can have a second.
No, I know.
Oh. One at a
Is
time.
there a vote on this at all, Yukon, or is this just a decided thing?
I mean, we've been through this so many times. At the point it is right now, it's going to happen, and it is what it is. So, you know, I mean, we're not stupid. We've you know, we've seen this more than just the damage. We've been through this, probably our 5th, 6th, 7th merger. So
And
it's going to happen.
about as many.
So, you know, let's, you know, do it. And I mean, if we're not happy, then we'll just quit or leave. And we're just 2 people, you know. So, yeah, it is what
I don't
it
want
is.
you guys to leave.
Yeah, exactly. That's my concern as well. I mean, you guys have been you've been here for us when we've
Every
been
single
low on
day,
numbers.
we
And
come to every
if
single
we're to
raid.
merge to gain numbers at your expense, that's something that just that's something that would bother me.
Tell them we'll give it a
Well, I
shot,
want to point
right?
out, Vader, and I hope you agree, and a lot of people agree with this that have been here for years. Some of us have been in the same really core group, same philosophy for a decade plus. This is a unique group. This is a unique guild. There's other guilds out there like it, like us. Most of them aren't though. We're in that 5% of guilds in Everquest, and the others, they merge, they fail, they quit. One person quits all over. We're unique, and if you have this sort of belittling, berating, you know, macho issue come out, I've seen you can deal with that 100 times. It's human nature, and you can will deal with it. And just if it happens, it's going to be dealt with. And to Yukan's point, it's going to start with turning somebody around and getting them to kind of calm down. And I've seen uncontrollable people join our group, and suddenly they feel more comfortable and they're fun to raid. It brings out a different side of them.
Yeah, they're gonna have a better home that we we could give them where they're
Oh
not
my
going to have
God,
to be
more
calling
fun.
out stuff and relying on low numbers and boxing and calling people out. They're just going to be following along like most of us do here.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you don't know how it changed, and it really was mainly like the whole attitude of the guild. And you get enough people with the, I don't know, negativity maybe, and it just affects the entire guild. And it took a while for Sikasilla to quit, I'm sure, but he couldn't take it anymore. I don't know the whole story there, but I've heard some rumors. But keep in mind too, there's probably several people in this guild right now who feel the same way, but they're not willing to speak up.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't heard from, Sissy and Ayla and Arnold and some of the other people who were previously in damage.
Oh my God, Sissy and Ayla, they were treated horrible by those people.
That's because they're a little bit on the elite side. They try to play like the realm of insanity type people where they're min-maxing everything. They're linking parses. They're looking at who did what. They're watching how fast you do this, that.
Actually learned a lot in this guild, better than they were in even damage, I must say. Can anybody hear me? I don't know if I'm talking.
We can, yep.
I can hear you. I can hear you. But Sissy and Ayla worked on their tunes over here. They weren't constantly being nagged at things, and they worked on their tunes hard. Especially Ayla. I mean, come on.
Yep, and that won't change.
Well, I'm just looking at it like
competency-based guild. I'm in a lot of trouble. Is all I want to say.
Well, that's true.
I'm just thinking moving forward, there's lots of content to come, and people are leaving more than coming.
That everything's dying. The server needs more people. When I'm on late at night, there's like 12 people online, and most of them are warriors. Like, what the hell?
Well, a lot of this has changed recently. There's two reasons for the changes. One,
I hope you're
the
having
new
fun.
suspensions has taken a chunk of our
Can't
members
get away from the
That's
drama,
just
even if you
hurt.
go play
You
Everquest,
know,
right?
keep in mind we haven't
logged on
really
tonight and I'm
merged with
thinking,
anybody
well, at
since
least
the
I'm
day
not on
that
YouTube
Finney launched,
with all
and we
the
merged
shit
with
going
all
on
the
there.
older guilds, right? Like we haven't had a merger since Canark. If that puts into perspective how well we've been able to retain our members. We have sustained our existing member base for like 5 years. That's an insane accomplishment without a single merger. So if it wasn't for those recent changes and like Dorfus and Hailfire and Fred and Fuji and all those people didn't quit, then we wouldn't be in a point where we needed it.
That's true. That's true.
So the only thing I'm pointing out is that what that means to me is that our ability to retain people has been much stronger than other guilds, because to do that without a merger for that long, and like at the beginning of Reign of Fear, we had 50 mains and a couple of raids. Like we weren't showing signs of slowing down.
So to clarify, they're joining CT.
We haven't had that discussion. I would obviously like that to happen, but I'm not promising anything until I talk about it. Obviously, I feel like my big concern is I want to make sure that I retain leadership. Leadership is why they came to us, that they need it, and it's something that I think we have a very ample supply of.
Okay, now that you said that and you're unsure, then I'm voting absolutely effing no. We keep Core Tempest, they join us, period. I'm voting no.
We'll talk about it. Guys. Obviously, I've made a list of everything that I think is going to be points of contention or discussion during raids: guild leadership, guild name, loot system, days of raiding, officers,
Is their guild not failing at this point? Like, are they not?
Their guild is actually doing fine. They have
they're fine. Well, then why do they
13
want to merge
people
at
a
all?
raid a night, and they also have 50 plus tunes because they are extremely box heavy. But
Yeah.
they are
That's not going to be a possible thing.
they are well aware of the fact that moving forward into future expansions, most of these raids are not box friendly. I know I've spoken to Dina, who did this all on Finney. Like every time that we're approaching a new expansion or face a trouble event, I ask him what's around the corner, because I want to know, obviously. What he consistently told me is that as you get to this or that
mean, what
expansion,
language?
the raids are done in a
Oh,
way
yeah.
where they're not really
It's
boxing.
EverQuest language.
Some of these raids moving forward, if you think of like pillars or certain raids
We'll never
that
make
just
it.
have
We'll never
super
make those
specific
raids.
mechanics that individual players need to perform, that's what's around the corner as far as raids go. So I think whether they have a problem with it right now or not, I think they are well aware of the fact that moving forward, they are going to eventually hit the wall and be unable to move forward and progress.
So we might too.
Exactly. Like
Yeah,
we're
people that we have boxing. I still believe that we're good to go. We've been told for the past 7 expansions that we can't box stuff, and we've been doing it ever since.
Well, we have some competent boxers.
we haven't hit the wall yet of the hard expansions. Pillars was the first one that we were told would be the wall, but we don't have the same numbers we had. If we had our current raid force and had to do pillars, we would have not been able to beat it.
I was at a VOA raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, never done it.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, Ben.
Pillars. I promise you, pillars is even if we were able to get 54 tunes, like I still don't know that we could do it. We had to have 4 paladins. If you didn't have 4 paladins, one of the sides would fail. If you had it was just so specific with the requirements. You had to have 4 SKs because you needed 3 on one side and 1 to kite on the other. You needed 3 to 4 warriors. You needed a certain number of bards. You needed super specific combo of monks and rogues. Like a lot of those events moving forward are comparable to pillars from what I've been told. It's all new to me. I don't know. But regardless, I think both guilds are in a position where we're going to potentially struggle with more difficult expansions. I'm not as concerned about that at the moment because I know that merging will fix or at least temporarily start or stave off a number of those concerns. I think that the concern I have is that even if we successfully merge at the expense of high attrition due to a failure of cultural values, that's
a failure
my
of
concern.
cultural values.
Is that if we don't build and keep the culture that we have, then the attrition will repeat itself, as Candy has said.
Yes.
I think that Candy's point and Vader's point is totally valid. I do not think they're making this up because I had that opinion just based on observations of what's happened every expansion. So that does not surprise me. That is a legitimate concern I share as well.
I just love them.
I just know that I'm basically the
And I've played my
after dealing with Ryan and some of the other people, I know how I handle
That's not
those
true
types
what
of
he's
people.
saying. I don't know who's telling him this shit. 'cause
I'm not somebody that backs down. I'll put it that way.
The only thing I can see is them being a little more like they're looking at every detail of every ability and everything. So if we're not calling it and we're having issues, they might get vocal. At which point you would tell them, focus, shut up, whatever. Doesn't matter who they are. Like if they were a leader or just a whatever.
I mean, I haven't had to do it in a while because we've kept such a good check on it. But in the event that people are saying negative things, I'm very good at politely saying, "Hey, you need to stop it. Stop it or leave."
This guild handles struggle. I like when we reach these tough events where we're failing repetitively. We don't get all down and and down each other's throats.
We need to
and
get
if that's what
Silla
they're bringing
back.
to the table, then that's the day I walk out of here too.
No, I feel like they're more like because they have to rely on boxing. They have to rely on all the stuff that we're probably going to have to in the future if we don't do something about our recruitment / merger status.
Correct, Moore. What you're saying is that they are focused more on details than we are, which is admittedly my biggest, one of my biggest weaknesses. I'm not very good with details. Like when we first did the Void Raid together, they were like, "Oh yeah, you just burn at 40," and I'm like, "Burn at 40? You mean you don't just do normal DPS and off tank the ads the whole time? That's crazy."
Yeah.
And then we use their strategy, and it's like, holy cow, that was easier. And then it applied to us too. So I think, admittedly, strategy is something I'm weak at that they're stronger at because they understand that stuff a little bit better. I think some of our people do. I'm just
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, to your point more, they probably are of the mindset that due to their tendency to have to box so much, that what they end up doing is they have to focus on nitty gritty details. So what happens is if this is the detail that they're focused on, XYZ player isn't living up to their performance level, they tell them, hey, you need to do better, and in not a nice way, right? Does that sum it up, Candy, as like that scenario we just talked about, Candy Vader?
Yeah, and they actually, right after the merge, come up with, what was it? It was like a book or a.
Oh my God, that's
It
right.
was
Come on. When
they
somebody else
redid the guild chapter.
Yeah,
Or charter.
it was a charter, and you had to do this, and you had to do that. And if you did this or didn't do this, didn't do that, you were fined, DKP, and all this and that.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about
I
that.
have a copy of it if you like it.
It was totally insane, and that was the day we quit. When Candy went off, she asked him, what is that? What are you talking about? And basically, that was the night that we quit. We just left the guild, and then came to you guys.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Yeah, and we're not going to allow them.
Yeah, that's
That was probably my fault because I called somebody that was so concerned about somebody dying a 1-8 cunt. And that's why they redid
When
the
someone else
charter
is talking,
Vader. It
just
was
come
all
off
my
to
fault.
push to talk, okay? That's what's making all
Well,
that crazy
I feel
stuff.
crazy like thinking like this way, but I'm wondering if you all are thinking like, what happens if we don't do anything? Like we're not actively recruiting and we're not, like just going. Yeah. So I mean, there's people from other servers, but you'd have to convince them to come here, and it's just in a weird
we
spot.
get it, more songs. We understand that there's an issue and we need to do something. We're just saying these are the pitfalls and what we saw for our own eyes.
Yeah, totally.
I think if they're joining our guild, if that's the way this goes, then I think we have very little concern.
That's what I would like to see, just them joining us.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. Like I said, I'll vote no.
We'll figure it out. It just, I'm not saying that's. I think that makes the most sense because our biggest source of recruitment is returning players, and I think that keeping our guild tag would allow us to have a bigger source of recruitment.
Absolutely.
So I'm not unaware of the fact that it would make sense to join us, and then to probably revamp some of our own stuff in order to accommodate them as well, because you got to factor in that this is going to be adjustment for them too. So I don't think that it's going to be a bad adjustment for them. I really don't, just because I think we have such a good system.
I think the good guys in their guild should be very happy about this because they're going to join a guild with a better culture.
Right.
And if there are weak guys in there who are, these people that have caused problems in the past, let's just weed them out. Like, I mean, they'll be the odd man out at that point, right?
So the one thing I want to point out is that there are going to be times and things that people say and things that people do that are going to offend people in the near future. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to their members where their change is so great that they're unable to have the proper adjustment that they want as well, where they're used to this or that. So the one thing I'm just going to ask everybody is if you have a problem, please let me know, because it's kind of like like online reviews. If you talk to a manager and you're like, hey, I wish you guys had done this, you give them a chance to make the correction instead of just like leaving a bad review, right? It's the same type of concept where I don't know that something does or doesn't need correction until I have a chance to make it happen.
How about the deck raid tonight that we had to fight in the dumbest spot ever? How about that? Can we start with that?
Yes, thank you.
Like, let's fight.
Okay,
the purple aura. Like,
no, the thing is, the bosses should be stationary tanks, they just had like a wipe one out, another one got aggro, but like I liked where we fought tonight versus our normal spot. And I
think
in the purple aura. That was stupid.
I think it's an initial aggro thing. It definitely swapped them both times. So those are the types of things that are going to happen where, again, I don't think that the tone of the raid shifted. I don't think people were upset or having problems with that wipe. I didn't see anybody freaking out.
I would have liked to have seen their guild chat.
I think it happens.
A lot of people have problems with this whole thing, but they don't want to voice it.
That's what
It's
I
not
was
just
saying.
me, it's not just Candy, it's not just Vader, so I'm just keeping that out there.
That's what I
Yes,
said,
and that's
Tess.
exactly what I'm asking. Is if you guys have an opinion, please voice it, because I'd love to know if you have a potentially a negative opinion of this.
When you get a chance, talk to Doomgrim too.
I've already sent him a tell, because that's obviously somebody who didn't want to joint raid whenever they happened. I sent him a tell earlier tonight, and I explained, like, hey man, I have some news that I hope you're gonna be able to tolerate, because of this. Cause I kind of explained the
That was really
situation.
cool of you.
He said that he's willing to give it a try next week. Yeah, he had a really tough week this week, and so tonight wasn't ideal for him. But yeah, I told him straight up that he has been a huge member for us the last couple of months ever since he joined, and I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
And that I really wanted to make sure that if there's a way to make this happen, that we can't figure out a way to make him okay with this, because he's been such a helpful person.
Got to get that boy a microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone plays this game without like voice, like in raid format.
Yeah.
It's like a Solaria.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's so convenient later on for raids where it's like, all right, move away, and people are just confirming, all right, I'm here. Like tanks, in the lineup, like James didn't have a mic. It's like we gotta wait for you to read your stuff in chat. Where we have like Obs, Benimer, Vader, Tick, all the other people that are like on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I put Kane on my X target, but I can't heal those bitches. Excuse my language.
So how do you really feel?
I love Kane. There's a
Seriously.
couple people in that guild that I've been
Loves to
like
curse.
playing with for the last 3 years. Kane
is awesome.
They're all
He's fair.
I haven't had a
known
bad
him for about
experience.
4
with any of
years,
them,
and Kane is
but I've
freaking
obviously
awesome.
never
And we
been
have a
in their guild.
rule that you can't
See,
cuss.
there's some good people in there,
in
so
the
let's focus
voice
on the
channel
good and the bad.
during
If we
raids.
bring our culture into
So,
this, we'll weed it out.
What?
Let me just interject real quick, because somebody brought up a very offensive thing that was done, and a guild charter came down that was BS. That's a leadership, like, heart of leadership. That's going to come from the heart of leadership, and I'm sure you can all agree that's not going to change. We're not going to hand over the steering wheel again. It goes back to the steering wheel. Somebody goes to you, Ken, with that idea. There's going to be a long conversation or a short conversation. But either way, it's not going to go anywhere.
Look, I want to
Or will not do it.
I want to point out my mentality on this. This.
Can I say something real quick?
Please go ahead, Vader.
Everything that was in their charter, we do it anyway. It gets done. Like you have to have glyphs, and you got to use glyphs. We get them and we use them, and you don't have to tell us that we have to have them. You know what I'm saying? So it gets done. And, all the other crap. I mean, that thing was about 20 pages long.
Yeah, and it gets done, Vader. It gets done here. You're right, and it gets done better. It gets done with happier people who are more consistent and more open. It's charters like that get drafted when people don't know how to lead. They don't understand why everybody's miserable and quitting, so they're going to make more rules and create a long list of rules with punishments. It's poor leadership. Just That's simple as it is.
But they always want to take over. They always want to take over.
It's always hot
They
pockets,
can't
sunshine.
take over.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I don't think that for the people who weren't around with us earlier in the server.
Who was that? They just yelled
Pretty
at
much.
Tessa.
Come on,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They will get voted off the island real quick if they start acting up when Yukon and the rest of our shenanigans are all here.
Well, I hate to put it this way, and I think everybody understands it by now, but after what happened with Ryan, and this is probably kind of how I did it on a little bit on 52, but I basically run things as more of a dictatorship than a democracy. Yeah. Like I'm
good, yeah.
But
That's
the
what
thing
we
is, like, there are times where I've texted
like
the
this,
officer chat with Kat,
perfume.
Nerdist, and Tick in it, and I'm like, all right, this is what I
Friend of
want
mine
to
got me
do.
that
Tell
for
me if I'm
Christmas one
crazy.
year.
And
And
most of the time, they're
every
like, yeah,
time
that's
I wear it,
fine.
I always think about
But
it.
if everybody says no, that's a really bad idea.
It's called
then-
wee, like the French wee
Like,
wee.
I don't push it. And then how many times have you guys been on raids where I'm just like, hey, I want to make sure everybody's okay with the sloop policy?
Yeah.
I can attest to you can be in a dictator for sure.
You're
You've
not- the
contacted
first
me
raid we
probably
ever went
100
on,
times
this
saying, "Hey,
Una
you
guy
can't do that."
was
I'm like,
totally
"Oh,
wasted.
do it anyways."
He
No,
was so
Yeah,
fucking
I've-
drunk. It was he was
Yeah,
trying to
Yeah,
make
I've
out
had
with
that
Vader.
with Benimer and a few other people.
But
It
you
was
can
great,
also
'cause he's gay.
listens to the silent minority who's speaking up about big concerns. So
He's like,
you can't
Yes,
be a
"Man, that
dictator
guy's
in that
hot."
fashion.
That's the point I was making, where I'm a good dictator.
We need some hot
Yeah.
pockets.
A benevolent dictator, you mean?
Yes.
But you've got, case in point tonight, you've got full open, everybody's free to say and discuss, and you're
You
staying
guys
with
are.
spirit.
This is a big
I mean,
treat.
I feel
Having a
you lead
guild meeting
the
about
the way the
merging.
guild should be led, and to make decisions
It's
is
huge.
also leadership.
I mean, you
And
get
if you make
this
a bad decision,
once
I
every
think, I don't know if I've seen, I'm sure at the
7 or 8
2 to 1
years.
minimum will probably come up
Seriously.
with a bad decision that you made, but I'm sure you then reacted appropriately to your bad decision.
I want some
Well, look,
snacks.
this is the
I didn't
way
even have dinner.
the mentality I've always had, because like when we eventually kind of closed our doors on 50, I made sure that when we started here,
And they left
that
us. We had to go join
that I had
Citizen.
those things in
Remember?
mind, like those things in mind. My goal has always been to make the live servers, and didn't realize it was going to be a 10-year commitment, but here we are, almost there. But anyway, the mentality I've always had is it's stupidly simple. If people are having fun with the environment that we cultivate day to day on raids, then they're going to continue to log in and play. It's legitimately that simple. So the thing is, though, everybody has a different idea of what's fun. Some people enjoy trade skills. So like when we were doing the Shawl 2.0, what did I do? I made sure that we got that worked out. Like so like there's other stuff that's happened over the years that I try to make sure everybody is getting what they enjoy out of the game. And it's different for different people, right? But I try to make sure that everybody is having fun, because if they're having fun, they're going to log in and continue, and the guild will continue without any problems. So for years now, that method has worked. We have been able to retain our existing members at a higher rate than we've lost them, or at the same, right? Like, because we've had some low expansions, but it's that simple. If people are having fun, they're going to keep playing, and I do not intend for that to change once this merger happens.
Yes. I also have been thinking about hold on, give me a second. Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Like what would happen if like Yukon is very you're very, we'll see how the event goes, we'll look at what wiped us, we'll work on it. If they come in here and start like kind of headbutting, going, oh, it's this, and then they start trying to do that, that's the only thing I could see as far as like, it's like when something happens and I'm giving you opinions or like what's going on. It's just a lot at once, and I know they look at every little detail. So
It's chaotic for us too. When it's a new expansion, how many times do you guys hear 5 people answering their opinion? And I'm just like, guys, I understand we're gonna try this. your opinions, it's considered, but we're doing this.
Well, yeah, and then
And
not
then
even
sometimes I am wrong.
well, and then not even opinions, but actual
But
like
sometimes I'm right.
Well, I think they're more going to be like, giving you
Did
the
Izzy
event
Pop leave
details,
us?
like,
She's all
because
working
they
on
look at them
some
more
other-
because they've had to.
Some other channel.
Whereas
I bet.
you're not so detail oriented, so that's the only conflict I see you having with them.
Izzy Pop's watching.
Well, with main heavy raids, you don't like. Here's the thing though, they may be more detail oriented, but like how much quicker have we defeated every expansion ever?
Dang, this live stream's gonna go
Yeah.
like 4 or 5
Like
hours.
we're quick. Like our system works.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as far as them, if we did the merger, them saying, hey, we need to do this, 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 and you're like, hold on, guys. I'm just thinking more for you and how it would be if we had to do that for you leading the raids, like how it would be if they're starting to always give pointers on what we need to do and stuff. It's
No,
like
that's fair.
I do that sometimes just because I'm looking at every detail, so I don't try to put them in the middle of a raid, but it's like I might be looking at something that you might, just be missing out because you're leading a raid, trying to get everybody organized and in position.
Shut up, Morris.
So like if they start doing that,
About that, right?
no.
Well, again, one of the skills I have is being able to tell people in a very polite way that they don't need to talk right now.
Yeah, so I think if we do that and keep it to that, I think we should be looking good.
I am who I am. Like I'm a lot of times when there are times where I'm kind of letting everybody talk, but I'm just like, I'm good, guys. I promise this isn't my first rodeo.
Well, that's the thing I noticed when I raid with them on Saturdays is that Kane is really the only one talking. If anything, Tick, me, Benimer talk more than any of their other people in there.
Oh, that's what I was saying. It's chaos when we're doing a new expansion. Always.
Yeah, when Kane leads off nights, it's
Speaking
chaos.
of that, he did, that one time I joined, he did get a little mad because
We
there
had
was a lot
several
of
women
discussion
in this
going on.
guild. Several women play.
Well,
and there's couples
I
also.
find
I
anything
think.
to get there,
Yeah,
so it took forever for you to get there.
Yeah,
Sissy
that's
and
like
Ayla are a couple.
that's like every raid leader's issue is it's like a time thing, because you have not just 3 people there. It's you're you have 30 people, 40 people, 50 relying on everybody, or one person leading everybody. So I could feel Kane's thing. It's kind of like you can if we're not getting to the banner fast enough.
Well, that's one of the things, but with the more people, I think that's going to mitigate it. Like that'll help. But the thing that we haven't seen lately that anybody who's new to us hasn't seen Taskmaster version of myself. Like I'm relaxed right now. How much quicker did I used to lead raids, guys?
Yeah, depending on the how much we need to get done, flagging,
Dude, like in what was it? What was the event with the hard modes?
Seeds of Destruction.
Seeds of Destruction.
Halfway through loot every time.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, guys, the mob's dead. Start loot. Let's start the next boss.
Look,
like move.
Yeah.
Plant a banner when all
That's
you
the way
have
Ema
to do
used
is
to do it.
literally
Be like,
zone
okay,
out,
it's dead.
portal
Start
to the
running
next
while we're doing
zone,
loot.
and bam, you're there.
Remember?
Yeah.
It's
well, I'm not saying that as much, but what I am saying is that right now I'm taking my sweet time on raids just to make sure that we get it measure twice, cut once, because we don't have time
Oh
to
God,
fail.
measure twice, cut
and then
once.
we won't get
What
that
the hell?
target that week. Once we get a full raid force, I intend to do what we normally do and move very quickly and efficiently.
I'm also really relaxed about
raids we could do a night right now.
Well, just so everybody's aware, and this is going to be a discussion to have, our raid schedule right now is set on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday rotating schedule in order to maximize lockouts. We do, in every 3 weeks, we get 4 kills of everything. So one thing that is going to be potentially changing is that some of their people had expressed a concern for set raid days that do not rotate.
Hasn't that been Sunday for us?
It has been, but some of their people had expressed that they'd like it to stay the same so that they can plan their week to week around that. And I think that's a totally fair request. And things like that, we just need time to get both sides together and see what's best for the most number of people. But the point I'm making is that you wouldn't get as many kills of the top tier zones per expansion, but instead they're able to farm all 11 events on lockout.
You know my vote on this. I vote we raid every friggin' day.
Yeah, then I don't intend to do that, but instead we're getting an extra kill of Void or Rod or Argon Hez week to week, whereas they're getting an extra kill of the T1 stuff with that.
I'm
boot
so
system.
hungry. You guys keep talking
One
about
other
snacks.
thing that they had expressed an interest in, they have a very strong desire for off-night raids. They said that with our combined forces, it would probably be reasonable for them to be able to off-night specific in-era content raids that were on the easier side.
Yeah, they said
I was
that.
also
They said
thinking of
that
that
to us
same
too,
thing.
right?
I bet you more songs was thinking the same thing as well.
So that's something that they had expressed. Personally, in the past, I've hated that, but again, I'm at a point where there's certain things I'm going to fight for and certain things that I'm not. Like that's again not something I'd rather emphasize our guild name and structure than that. So there's certain things that we're going to just have to discuss over time. And after enough time, what I'm sure will happen is we're going to have a number of people who are able to come together, and we're going to have our new system for the new guild. So there will be changes. I don't know what they are, but again, I want to make sure everyone's opinion is welcome and that you guys have a voice. So if there is something that you want to happen,
we're not going to
please
be
let me
zero
know.
fuckers. Is that the new guild name?
Yeah, and start thinking like, what can we address to make sure there's no issues moving forward, so we could all live in a better place. I'm not just saying that to like Candy or Vader or anyone like for the people that aren't here also, or anybody that's had an issue with anything that the way they were.
I think it has a lot to do whether they're joining us or if we're merging.
They would have to join us. We're not merged, like we're not doing anything with their stuff. I mean, there's obviously logistical stuff like housing, neighborhoods,
Oh, that's stupid. Oh my God. I think we got evicted from our house, by the way.
Hello?
Yeah, no, Juventus, my opinion in the matter is we can continue raiding the way we're raiding for the next 2-3 expansions. We're going to get people back during the expansion unlocks, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to go down to us using boxes again, and we're still going to beast through it. We don't need them. Do they need us right now? Probably not. But in the long run, they're going to need us a lot sooner than we're going to need them. And that's my point.
Yeah.
I don't believe it should be a quote unquote merger, but they're going to disband their raid and come to us. That's my opinion on it.
And they said at
That's how I
the
think it should
beginning
go.
of our raid that they were not taking our name.
Yeah,
No,
we should
that
have
wasn't what they said. I know what they said, but I clarified it until. So like, I promise you guys, just have some faith in me. I've gotten this far.
I have faith. I think we should have a raid where we have 0 raid boxes and 0 boxes, and you guys should see where we're really at. Because like I'm playing 6 characters, and sometimes I have 7 in raid just so I get an extra currency in case we're low on classes. I have an extra tank I can let anyone play.
That's his choice. He
So,
doesn't
like-
have to play 7
And
boxes.
everybody's gonna like that.
Right.
And UCAN's gonna lay down the rules, and everybody's gonna want to fall within those rules because they're gonna like the new environment. But I also want to say one other thing about people come in. People that want to lead, they're going to do that. They're going to come in and vie for leadership, whether it's natural or purposeful. But that is only going to work when there's a void of leadership, right? Because leadership always comes in ranks, right? Like we see it at work, we see it in guilds. And unless you give up your rank to the next person that wants it, it's up to the people in charge. It isn't something that somebody can come in and take over.
Your daughter sounds super cute, by the way.
Yeah, they are. Thanks.
You're fucking creepy. More songs.
Yeah, right?
I'm never around kids,
Pedo.
man. I think it's cute. Awesome.
Well, I think it says a lot that people really care about this because an hour after their last person left TeamSpeak, everybody's still here. And even the people that aren't talking are here listening, talking in guild. So I am reading all the tells and I am reading all the guild chats. I do appreciate everybody kind of chiming in about it. And
I've enjoyed raiding with this guild since I joined. I had a feeling coming from a hardcore live guild that it was going to be a little like, we'll see if they get stuff done quick or if they're having issues. And you guys have plowed through some of the harder events and some stuff like the House of Dual Puzzle stuff and the pillars,
yeah.
the underfoot stuff. And I've been like, okay, you guys are really getting it done. Things have been great. And then I think it's just a personnel thing where people have left more than they've come, and relying on boxing is not like sustainable moving forward. So I'm excited to have real people. I mean, I'm losing out. Like all my characters have like raid gear. Like, so it's like I'm losing out by having more people come here instead of me pick up some slack of not having the numbers, or other boxers as well, like Venemer, Juventus, or Tick. And we're playing like 2, if not 3 or 4, every night. So
I got one question. You've been saying trust your judgment on how we're going to move forward, blah, blah, blah. And this is coming after me asking about, not merging, but them coming here. What's the discussion on that? Like, can you give us
meeting
insight?
is not going to end ever.
Like, is there a possibility of a name change, whatever the case may be? What's
No name change.
What's the upcoming discussion about it?
I mean, I purposely haven't had any of those discussions yet because I wanted to let you guys voice your concerns. And now it's not just me telling them I want to keep the name. Now it's you guys telling me. So it's there's a little bit more behind it that way, that there is a reason for me doing it in this order. There's certain things that I'm going to fight for, and certain
They may not want to merge after we give them our criteria, and that's fine.
They'll phase out real quick if we don't do anything, and I'm sure they'll be talking
on this server for anyone who wants to join us. That we just don't want that culture.
Yeah.
How many people do Dead Halfling
I
Society
didn't
like
come up
have
with that. I came up
regularly?
with a better name.
Like I never even see them around any zone I'm in ever. So I'm like, where are they?
There are more. A group.
Yeah, but like, how do they get stuff done, and how are they like they beat us on this expansion? Like, I don't even see them. Like, how many do they have?
Actually, have numbers similar to us.
The Dead Halflings is very strong right now. They just judging by what Godzilla said and just what I've seen, that they do have a number of people that do box. That they probably have 25 to 30 mains, from what I understand. They have a fair amount of people that don't box.
Have we lost anybody that goes to them?
No.
Okay, yeah. I never even see them, so I'm like, I'm like,
The reason why is their members jump each other. And Godzilla can attest to that, and I've seen it happen in war. Matter of fact, they jump each other.
Yeah,
Like,
they're more competitive with one another, which is very, very different than us as a guild.
I saw it in war. Matter of fact, when I was with, I can't remember who I was with, but they literally jump each other to try to beat each other on names. And it's quite baffling. I was like,
were they fighting about it, or were you just seeing them do it?
I don't know. I saw one group do that, and another one went in, and they did not share. They literally tried to outparse each other.
The truth comes
But I've
out.
done that with
Other people are not afraid to talk now.
when I'm in conversations with the person, like, no, go, oh, you can get that one, that's fine. And then it looks like you're fighting, but we're not. I just want to know.
No. I mean, it was definitely showing. It was.
so
They weren't
why are
saying
they?
it out loud.
Why are they not trying to join Dead Halfling Society instead of us?
Probably for that reason, right there. I think a lot of people know about that.
So they think that we're more of the structural, like not going to tolerate your crap. And
Well, yeah, I mean, we're also the number one guild. We've been the number one guild for years. We're the guild focus opening the expansions, right? I don't even know of one that we didn't open.
Doesn't matter.
Well, this one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either.
Oh, this one?
Yes,
Yeah, we didn't get this one.
well, I mean, the whole purpose was Yukon was trying to get everyone to unlock it in time. Leave no man behind.
Well,
which is a good idea.
we had 19 unflagged the first time that we thought we should do it, and you can ask the guild, do we want to, give it a shot to see like how many flags? People were basically making you can do it because they're like, we need to beat the expansion,
too much.
and we had like 19 unflagged.
So another guild went in alone and beat it?
Yeah, they probably had a more consistent core, and they didn't have to do backflagging like we did an extra week. I think
Yeah, the way that you beat new expansions quickly at this point moving forward is to have a consistent core that doesn't rotate, which means that you cannot have tons of people who are on one night but not the next. So if people aren't blocking off their schedules, the choice is to either have them sit out to not be a part of the first and initial rush, or to wait and
That's what we did.
and to do what we did by waiting. So we didn't plan that ahead of time. So it
We just
kind
had
of
people sit out.
amplified the number of people that were sitting out. So it's just moving forward. We can do one or the other. We can try to keep the same crews, or we can just make a big push, or we can just wait for everybody. I had a significant amount of feedback last expansion that people were not happy with the fact that we did not push.
Contessa is
Yeah.
So that's
I was one of them, but I'm also partial to it. Like I'm
yeah, but
unbiased.
people again didn't send me a tell expressing that concern. So how was I supposed to know?
Well, it's
In the past, we've done a more relaxed approach and still beaten it, but yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking more like I would be upset that we didn't beat it fast. I was just thinking more like that it shows more deeper concerns like our attendance and who's here, and what the core.
That we didn't have the luxury of pushing. So
Yeah.
moving forward, what I've done in the past in many expansions is taken a roll call, submitted a form stack, trying to figure out who's going to be on it when.
Yeah, announcing what event we're doing in case you missed it, and you need to flag for that one, whatever.
The way that it is, and you're going to have the same crews, but
Scratch you.
you're only going to be able to have so much wiggle room. So somebody has like a softball game on Friday nights or something, and they're missing the first raid, but then the second time we do it's on a Friday, then you need it for the numbers. Then you can't have like people doing that at the push and expect to be the first guild. So it's just a tough spot where I don't know. The way that the next expansion is, there's only 7 raids.
Yeah.
It's not a huge requirement. It's going to be hurry up and wait, and I think that it'll be easier to plan.
I just posted in our raid channel the link to their DKP so you could actually see how many mains they have. They don't even have a bard main, a beast lord. They got one that's never there. They said he's from like another country or something, like Thailand.
Well,
It's like
how
they
are
only
they doing
have
so
like
well
a
then?
few of each, like no more than 2 of one given class, really.
Then how are they doing so well?
I don't even know how they've
If
got
they
this
don't
far,
even
to be
have a
honest.
bard main.
That's 21 mains right there. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, but
That's
Hosari's
that's
never
about
here.
exactly
Like
what
I don't
they
think I've
had
seen him
when
on.
we merged
He was
with them.
the very first night we did a merge raid.
Diesel is their main guy who left, according to Yukon. So
User disconnected from your channel.
That's about exactly the number they had when we merged with the other guild.
yeah, so like Mort always seems cool. Like I can go off every one of these names and think of the people that I've raided with on Saturday. Like none of these people on here I've picked up anything that they're like weird or talking over their own people or us or anything.
How are these people getting negative DKP? How does that work?
Because King is that raid leader on off nights, and he's not a dick.
Yes.
So basically, we're getting like 2 SKs, 2 Pallies, 2 warriors, like a necro, a cleric, an enchanter, maybe. I don't even know who
User
Thought
joined
is,
your channel.
and a shaman. So it's to me, it feels like we're getting like 7 people. It's not like we're getting 15, 20, 30.
So no, I didn't understand what you meant. So why do they have negative DKP?
So their loot system, from what I understand, is the top person gets they have a very different loot structure than we do. That they have a system where there's predetermined amounts that each item is valued at, and that every time you win an item, you deduct that amount. Whereas conversely, we have some items that go for 100 and others that go for 5, and it sort of works itself out. So in their system, all items go for 50.
4, 5.
Oh.
6,
That's more how their system
7,
works.
8,
So if
9,
nobody
10,
else
11,
needs it, you're
12,
still
13,
getting the item, but you're going into the negative.
21 mains. And we're
so
going
the
through all
people
this
who are at
trouble
the
for
top of the
21
system
mains.
are waiting to get the items that they want the most, and
No,
it's
they're
kind of
not.
an unnecessary system in a smaller guild. It would probably make more sense in a bigger guild. Again, that's one of those things that we're going to have to discuss, because I don't know what system we're going to use. Certain things you have to fight for, certain things you have to make a concession on. So
I think
I don't
gets all the things looted. I mean, you're stronger overall, even if it goes to a box or an alt or something.
Oh, their alts are well geared, like their main alts, like just like ours are, because they've used them to fill in spots of mains.
I see, but they're not on a loot table.
Probably not. They'd probably do more assigning based loot, like maybe DKP, but like more assigning based on like they know who needs what and.
So false prophecy was, I hated that. It just became so clicky.
Negative, and alts usually do that. And
See what I
then
type?
where are the
Offer them
alts?
some DKP and just have them join us. Done.
It was like that in
Right?
false prophecy,
Everybody
and it
gets
ended up
50.
becoming just a clicky thing where they just gave it
It
to
all
their own
goes away at
alts
the
and
next
stuff. It was
expansion
brutal.
anyway.
No,
And they don't want any
seriously,
loot in
it's
this expansion.
No, I dealt with their DKP system. It's crap.
Oh, they might do it different, but they use the same like system. EQPKP plus.
I know one of the things that they had alluded to is that they penalized people who had lower attendance.
Oh
Oh, so they minus their DKP for not showing up to it.
And that's something I would not be okay with. Just because
No.
that's something like you guys have probably seen by now. I give a DKP reward for returning members and new members.
Yeah.
So it's a very different system. I want to penalize, or I want to reward low attendance players for coming back instead of penalize them for not being here.
Yeah,
it's a different concept.
They treat like they do the first round of bidding for people that have a minimum 50% 30-day RA, and then they do anybody below 50. That's a main that came back. Like they're way harsher on people that aren't actively there.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm a bigger fan of positive reinforcement over negative reinforcement.
Yeah, but they also have a big recruitment pool. They have tons of people on the server that can join in any minute.
There's no like.
Yeah, here it's like
killing
we
tonight.
don't
It's
have
all
that.
talking. Sorry.
But we still have way more people than they do. So like obviously what we're doing works.
Yeah, I feel like if they had like 25 to 30 people or more, it'd be like a lot more of a situation than just bringing on like 7, 8, maybe 10 people max of their people.
Why don't we just offer them some DKP and tell them to join us, and then we're done.
I am sure we can work it out over the next little bit.
I think that they're pretty well geared given the way that people aren't needing things on T1 and they're clearly farming older content like we're not doing it. So I think everybody's got like all their boxes and mains have pretty much T4 Reign of Fear or better.
Well, I mean, we used to do that too. All the boxes.
Off night.
Yeah. I think everyone's concern is though that everyone's just hearing no is from everyone previously from the guild, and it's a good thing to just keep bringing it up, pounding it in, because it's definitely a concern. It's just that you can, like how he's saying, has to remain guild leader. That's final.
I would say that's no question. Like he leads more people than they lead, so you got
everything's set in stone. You talk badly towards someone, you obviously need to get not necessarily punish, but you need to be silent.
Yeah, and I think they know that it's not just like you can like that. I mean, he's the leader, but they also know like I played on live for a long time. Tick is on off nights. Like they know that Tick's like pretty much a like leader on raids or
Look,
whatever.
that one ranger
If you can ain't hear, Tick's the
isn't
man.
even in the guild
So
anymore.
they know
The
like
one
we
that
got some. It's not just
negotiated the
Yukon and
last
that's it.
settlement. Negotiated
He's the
last
leader,
one.
but
He's
it's
not even freaking in the guild anymore.
yeah, they're not gonna have to step up and try to fill in like leadership roles. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think the nitty gritty, that type of stuff, like the DKP and all that, will be easy to resolve. I think it's just mainly knowing
They have 0 rangers.
all the people that they currently have that's in leadership need to know that they're not going to be any form of leadership.
This is arguably the best time to merge.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, we probably need to include them in leadership just in some way, shape, or form. Just to,
Kane, I actually talked to Kane frequently. He said he doesn't want to do nothing with leadership at all, and he told
so he wants to do something.
No, he doesn't.
And
he's the leader, pretty much.
I was kidding because you said he doesn't want to do nothing.
And he highly recommend it. And don't say this
Yep.
for him.
Tell anybody,
He highly
but we're live
said,
streaming it on
"Don't
YouTube."
do anything with Cookie. Don't do anything with Cookie."
I have an example of Yukon coming to my rescue at one point. This was in what's after Quinard?
Kumbaya, my lord. Velius?
Velius, yes. We were in Velius. We were raiding Temple of Ishan, and it was Dagon the Destroyer dragon. And the pathing was really weird. And so I'm trying to pull him into the corner, and he's running backwards, and everybody's screaming at me because it's running in a weird path. And they're like, Binimer, blah, blah, blah. And Yukon is like, everybody shut up and leave Binimer alone. Let him do this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yukon.
Yeah.
Your faithful leader. Your dictator.
You gotta have your people's back.
Leadership. If Kane, the guy everybody seems to like and trust, is saying, do anyone but Cookie, who the hell else is there?
Yeah, seriously. No, seriously. Kane is not he's a very goodwill player. I can
User
speak.
disconnected from your channel.
But he's not an asshole. So
I think this is arguably the best time to merge if there was going to be any kind of merger type thing.
It's not a merge.
Because we have 3 expansions coming up that are the same level 105. Next expansion only has 5 raids we could do in one instance, pretty much like a Omens of War, Anguish type thing. So it leaves a lot of time between this expansion and next expansion. So the next like 6 months of working things out on a very easy raid schedule. Whereas things get tougher in like EOK, ROS, TBL, and onward. And also those are expansions where you don't want to have to rely on boxing and you don't want to have low numbers going into the one night that we only have to raid, 7 events for the whole week. It's kind of like what we're at now. If people don't show up, we're posting more and more. If you don't see that in the group me thing, like numbers are low, could use more. Like I felt pressure because I feel like, I bring a lot to the table as far as I play 6, so that's like a whole group. It's not like I'm just a solo player. There's other people that are doing the same.
We've all stopped playing. I used to play 18. I would have been willing to bring all 18, but 4 is good enough. I think 4 is the perfect fit.
Yeah, 4 with Mercs is great. 6 real.
Raids, I can literally play the 4 characters almost pristine.
Yeah, well, you get good at it, but some events they have you stacking with everybody, and one character needs to run away.
Yeah,
and if you don't stack, you die, and if you don't run away, you die.
Tick is that I don't rely solely on MP2 or plugins or whatever. I literally play all my tunes. I click back between, and I do a lot of stuff by myself.
Yeah, that's why when you go AFK, we can't start. We have to wait on you because your tunes aren't going to heal himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I cheat a little. Well, whatever.
Better wait till we're in the zone and buff to go AFK.
It was kind of the deal I made with the devil when I joined the server. Instead of going back to live, Grimace was the one. I don't know if you guys remember Grimace, the SK, and
Name rings a bell.
yeah, he was. I was trying to level up a single character, and then I made like another alt. So I had like two, like a SK and I don't know.
Oh,
but
yeah,
anyway,
Grimace. I was thinking different spelling. Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, just go to bed, dude. I'm going to sleep. I'll catch you tomorrow." And I'm like, "What?" And I'd watch his guys, and I'm like, "I've never seen this in my 12 years of playing this game." So yeah, kind of. I mean, I only play when I'm playing now, but it's
Nobody.
it's hard to play when with tools that you get used to, and whether it's the map or whatever.
No.
But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I also don't like feeling like if I don't show up, you know, if you guys are low in numbers, I feel like it sucks that I can't be there, you know, to help or anything. And
Shane doesn't like
it's not like I feel like I'm the make or break anything. I just like I try to contribute as much as I can, but I also like want to just play one character and not have to try to help out every time. And I feel like a lot of people that box, yeah, it's like doing the void with 6 characters. Go try that. I dare anybody to.
I did 4, and that was way too much. Just in and off the island is just too hard.
Yeah, and I mean, I like doing it. It's to me, it's challenging. It's fun. It's a hell of a rush.
Well,
it's like
you like
I got to listen to you can calling stuff out. I got to mechanics. I got Gina going off. I got to run them here, them there. I got to do that. So I love it. But
somebody's
I'm trying to
whining.
heal Minimer tonight. It's like I'm healing the tank and trying to run these guys. It's like, come on, that's too much.
yeah, a lot of expansions are smaller moving forward as well. So like we used to like split raid. By the way, we did a lot of split raiding on live, just like we did back in Omens of War and during those expansions where they had the same level cap. Like I think it was 70 or 75, where we had like Depths of Dark Hollow and Omens of War and Dragons of Norath when we like split raid Anguish.
Tish hasn't said anything tonight. How do you feel about this, Tish? Are you
So
good?
I kind of want to keep this
He's
going
playing the
because
Gideon card. I like it.
I
Tish.
might want to. At some point, I might.
You're good with all of it? You know these guys?
Private this.
I like to just hear
and
what
keep
other
it for
people
later
say first.
when they're saying.
before I make
Well,
a
this is what we
decision.
talked about when we talked
You don't
about
need to know them. I
the
know
guild
us.
merger, and I'd be like,
I know you ain't gonna put up with anybody
It's right
trying
here.
to come
I
here
got
and,
it right here.
and
It's a
cause any
video.
issues. So I have faith in leadership. I have faith in our majority of our people
right? You got to share the loot.
like staying the course and maybe
So basically what we're hearing is that as long as we stay, they're joining us, that Yukon's the leader.
Yukon's the
And,
leader.
we don't make
They're
any
joining
major
us.
culture changes. We're probably okay because we'll end up weeding out anybody who's problematic.
yes, I would say that's
That's the reason I don't typically have to go to remove people is the problematic people remove themselves.
yes.
Then that's how it's been earlier on the server and other servers and things like that. Eventually, but when I'm like, hey guys, stop
I fell
with the
asleep.
negativity,"
Moore's voice makes
and
me
send
bored.
tells people and things like that. Typically,
She's so fucking.
that
she's
just gets
gotta
old
be
for the people
hammered
who
or
want
something.
that control, because the people who are jerks about it enjoy being jerks, and when they're not able to
Yes.
have see that that's able to get done, then they move on.
Yeah.
So that's typically what happens, and I think it'll work itself out.
Is there some way we can get rid of Binimer? Like, is there a way to weed him out in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Not gonna happen. I'm secretly the leader of this guild.
You got to call like his naval officer or something. Tell him he's been acting weird, like off the ship.
If you look at the DKP site,
We can't. It's shut down.
99% sure I have the most.
Bad timing.
No
We just paid for shit, and somehow now it's down. What the hell?
Do you guys realize that I've only been spinning DKP if it's like a necessity for more songs, but it's like I've literally been trying to gear up characters so that if we are low in classes and I need to play that class, like that's like basically my warrior.
Disconnected from your channel.
Because
More
if
songs,
KK ain't
less
here like he
metal.
wasn't tonight, we only have like Vader. Obsidian hasn't been on too much lately, yes, but Cornbread.
On
Don't be calling
August
people out.
15th, it says the following services have been successfully renewed: 1 year startup hosting, coretempestdkp.com. 1 year domain, coretempestdkp.com. 1 year domain ID protect, coretempestdkp.com.
And yet it's down.
So I went to the website.
Do you mean, wait, oh no.
It says verify your domain, coretempestdkp.com. Click view domain.
Delete that. You can, sorry.
Wait, what?
The thing we use is a subdomain for our DKP website. We use a subdomain. We use dkp.coretempest.com.
Why is the TKP page down?
Because the domain is not responding.
Yeah, so coretempest.com is our pretty much the only domain we should have. dkp.coretempest.com.
This is coretempestdkp.com.
Yeah, that's, I don't think I ever went there.
Oh, yeah, we don't have that. coretempest.dkp.com.
No, coretempestdkp.com, all one word, is something that, yeah, we don't use at all.
So I've been paying for something that we don't need. Is that the whole problem?
Yes.
No.
I think we just uncovered why this stuff is so expensive.
Yes. The only domain we should have.
You guys could go to coretempestdkp.com right now, by the way.
You can do word check. You can look your see what an
Archives, August 2017.
Yeah, dkp.coretempest.com is our DKP site. So that's basically a subdomain within coretempest.com.
So what the?
And I'm there, and it brings up this coretempest.com pricing, price quotes.
That's just like a filler like thing.
Annuity definition.
Should I click here to renew it?
No, this is just like a filler page that happens when a temporary thing's out of order. Like
It says it's loading, but
it's like a filler page. I don't know how to explain it. It's
how do I? Where the hell do I go then?
If
where's Cat?
ISP. They didn't process your renewal, or you did renew the coretempest.com site, right?
You did the wrong one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm not giving you another $50. Sorry.
Are you paying your whole family, Jamie?
You're gonna have to sell another generator because I'm not giving you another $50.
All right.
I feel like when you can says it out loud, like coretempestdkp.com. Yeah, we need that. But
I mean,
it's like,
if you guys had a website that said auto renew this, then you would probably.
Yeah.
How long have you been paying for that website?
Okay, so Katria sends me a link to the correct site every year.
Oh boy.
And I see it.
My question is, what site did we donate to?
But it's not that you donated to a site, it's that
It's
you
PayPal.
donated to me, and it's just that I've been paying for 2 websites instead of 1.
I would like a refund, sir.
Yes.
White
So
Rabbit
you owe
must
me
have,
50% of my.
Privated her video. Because.
Well, we just lost our guild leader.
Hold on.
He went bankrupt.
Yeah, well, nope, it's up.
We can't afford to be the guild leader anymore.
Man, I want to go up there.
Okay,
Well,
so
no,
in
it's not that I
this
didn't pay
situation,
for it.
I hadn't lied to nobody or nothing like that even. So
Yeah.
in my situation, I stood up for myself.
I really want
And
to
I
go up on
did.
that panel.
Yeah, so usually a subdomain is
I got
like
the link up.
Too expensive from what you were saying.
coretempest.com. Coretempest.com
Yeah, I
is the
think I
main
might,
domain, and then you make a sub, and then you in that subdomain you have it point to all the files for the EQ, DKP plus stuff, which is the DKP system we use.
I think I might log, honey.
Well,
Are we
the
done?
TMD
Pretty much
hosting
done,
site
right?
that we've always used, Cat has. Oh, invoices due. There we go.
There we go.
I think I'm pretty much done for tonight. If I think we discussed a lot of things, so I'm good with. I trust you, Yukon. I trust the whole guild.
Hey, we're gonna make sure the 7 people coming are gonna like hold up to their end of the bargain, or they're gonna get voted off the island and they're gonna be out of here. And we'll take the 4 of you that are good. You know, so we will not.
People.
The 4 of you that are good? What are you?
4 of them, or whatever.
And they
Good night,
can go
everyone.
play Hello Kitty Island.
Night, man. Look, I've been playing this game for 15
User
years.
disconnected from your
I'm
channel.
pretty patient. I just try to help everyone is my thing. And I think that Yukon has done a great job at leading all you degenerates and all of you patient, beautiful people, all of you, everybody. He's done a good job.
I agree. Night all.
Night.
Night.
The outstanding $13 payment has been paid.
Oh.
So my question is, what the hell have I been paying for then?
Definitely
That's a
delete.
very good question.
I would delete I would actually, I mean, if
Site
it was
your own
me,
This live
website.
stream so I can go
I
have
would
some more
call and tell
fun somewhere
them
else.
Core Tempest.
And I love all of
The
you that
merge
came here.
discussion,
Thank you
'cause
so
I'm about
much
to go.
for helping me. and
Yeah,
my
so
channel.
we're done with that.
Every,
Hey, I really appreciate everybody giving your I really appreciate everybody giving your opinion and your time to work this out. So I'm confident this is going to work well. Thank you guys so much for staying on.
Okay, cool.
All right. Good night, guys.
Disconnected.
I'm gonna go see if I can get into some trouble somewhere. And you guys can come with me. So let's go do that. Let's go get into some trouble. Thank you, everybody, for coming, giving me some views, giving me some thumbs up. You know, if you can share it, that'd be great too. And I love y'all. I love y'all, really. I've had so much fun the last couple days. And I don't know where Izzy Pop went, but I think we're gonna be back tomorrow. So okay. We'll see you guys. Love you. Let's meet up somewhere else. Bye.